Tiger sports team. Yeah. Hey, welcome to Tiger Sports. Yeah, we got all the sorts. Yeah, you know that we fly, ain't talking about no tours. And we talking about them hoopers that hoop in that court. And we get straight to business. I get them reps like it's tennis. Yeah, they come to the sports, we a menace. Yeah, feel like we in the pool, go swimming. Yeah. I'm on the beat, I took off. Let the game talk, don't need a look off. I run off on the interview football. Yeah, then you ain't that look off. We get green like bait. We poking that babe, no, it's big South K. They talking about Wilson, you know they go crazy. And I'm feeling like Trey, I pull up for the trade. Yeah.
Welcome to the Tiger Time Podcast. I'm Lauren, your host for today. Remember, you can find the podcast on all podcast platforms. Remember to like, share, and 5-star rate. Today we have the varsity head softball coach, Brittany Sehnke, with us today. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am tired. I'm a little bit tired.
Long day at school?
It's only the beginning. It's only Tuesday. I'm ready to get through this week. So we're going to start with some icebreaker questions, or your favorite 5. So first we have, what's your favorite movie?
7 Things I Hate About You. It's a chick flick.
What's your favorite cereal?
Frosted Flakes, because I ate that the most growing up. I don't eat cereal anymore, though.
What's your favorite genre of music?
Probably, it depends on the mood, but I will go from rock to pop to jazz and all over the place.
Do you have a favorite actor?
Jim Carrey.
And what's your favorite type of food?
Homemade mac and cheese, but it has to be homemade.
Has to be homemade?
Yeah.
No Kraft mac and cheese?
Nope, absolutely not.
What's wrong with it?
It's just, it doesn't have the authentic feel that you'd get at Thanksgiving. You don't have the nice crust over top, and it's just also fake cheese, so I don't appreciate it.
Okay, so for some background, where were you born and where did you grow up?
I was born in Hartsville, but really Florence area, so I grew up here. Yeah, grew up here my whole life.
What high school did you go to?
I went here. I went to Wilson. I graduated in 2019.
Did you play any sports while you were here?
Played softball and volleyball. Volleyball was brief, but I played it.
How many years did you play volleyball for?
About 1.5 years.
Okay. Yeah. And what college? Are you in college right now?
Yeah. So I go to Francis Marion. I'll be graduating this year, and I'm getting a degree in art education, so I'll be an art teacher. Okay.
What inspired you to get into art education?
My high school teacher here, mostly, but I also had a great IB teacher, Miss Sweeney Carter, over at Williams. She's very vibrant, and I just had really good experiences in art.
What made you choose Francis Marion?
It's here. It's very local, and also the volleyball coach came to one of the games, Coach Ballfield, and recruited me. And so I went there, and I played for 2 years.
You played only volleyball there? You didn't play softball at Francis Marion?
Correct. Yep.
What made you choose volleyball over softball?
I lost love for softball at the end of high school because of experiences. So I went to volleyball, and I enjoyed that. It was a challenge.
Okay. Now for a little bit of a personal question, are you married?
I'm not.
Okay, so do you have any kids?
I do not.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. So what inspired you to come back to coaching, especially for softball here at Wilson?
I think once I left, and I knew the coaches. Coach Fryson took over, I think, my senior year, and he kept coaching. And I knew all the players here, so I'd still come back, and I'd help them out. And I had such a passion for making the program become something that I knew it could be. So my senior year, we won. We went to playoffs. We were 3rd in the region. And I really loved that. And then I saw the program kind of, not necessarily fall, but we weren't winning as much. And so I wanted to come back and get back into it, make a change. And I also did coach volleyball my first year coaching softball here. So it was just a mixture of wanting to make a change in the community.
Okay. What are some of your coaching philosophies and principles that you believe contribute to us having a successful softball program here?
I think that in order to succeed, you have to fail. And becoming comfortable with failure is important for not only adults but athletes. If you're not comfortable with change and you're not okay with failing, you're not going to be successful. I use this in the classroom. I use this on the field. FAIL stands for first attempt in learning. So if you're not failing, you're not learning.
That I really, I like that. The whole how fail stands for first attempt in learning. I really like that. How do you plan to build team unity among all the players at Wilson High School, just between, like, how baseball and softball, how there is a dynamic between both sports? How do you plan to contribute to that?
As far as all the athletes, just in the school or just us specifically since we're back-to-back?
I think we'll just stick with just baseball and softball for right now to stay with the theme of today's episode.
I think we've always been very connected between one another. I can remember our last games last year. Baseball won, and we won right after, and we all met center field at the fence, and we were all just jumping on it, celebrating. And we've always had that support system from one another. If they do well, we celebrate. If we do well, they celebrate.
I remember that night.
Yeah.
That was a great game.
Yeah. Good support.
So your first year of coaching, what was your initial impressions of the team?
I felt like we had a bunch of talent and potential. We just didn't know how to put everything together. And that's still kind of something we struggle with, is having all the right puzzle pieces, just not knowing how to connect them all, make a complete piece of work.
Okay. Who or what has been your biggest influence that has shaped your approach to life?
It'd have to be my softball coach in high school, Coach Tamplin. She was my first coach when I got to high school, or really middle school. I started in middle school playing for her, and she quickly became family. We still talk. I consider her my mom, and she's given me life advice, coaching advice, and a lot of what I do is based off of how she got our program to turn around.
What do you plan to do in order to motivate and inspire your players on and off the field?
A lot of it has to do with coaching demeanor. So it's what you say and how you present your physical body language. And sometimes you can't just give the answer to, how to play the sport. Sometimes it steps outside of that, and you have to get to know the players and know how they function. So sometimes a kid likes for you to be stern, and so you'll have to be stern. Some kids like for you to just compliment them. You, for example, you like compliments on the field, and I know that about you. So it just varies between athlete.
What has been one of your biggest challenges that you've had to overcome?
Probably stepping outside of my own comfort zone. So with this, I am young coaching. It's a new experience having to face parents and students being around the same age and having to separate, the age discrepancy. And I'm not your age. I'm not a friend. I'm your coach. I'm higher up. So that's been the biggest struggle initially, but I'm a lot more comfortable in my position.
What is your favorite coaching memory that you've had here at Wilson?
The game.
Where we all met.
Where we all met in the middle. That was awesome. Yeah.
That was probably my favorite part of last season.
Yeah.
So how do you balance coaching, school, and your family life?
Well, being here in Florence, it's pretty easy you're my sister. So I take you home, and I see our family, and they'll come to games. They support both of us at the game. So it's really easy for me to be involved with them because I see them all of the time because I'm always transporting you to and from school.
How do you manage schoolwork and then having to be here every afternoon coaching?
I get it done in the mornings or at night because when I get home, sometimes I'm coaching a different sport until 9:30 at night. So I'll get my assignments done either in the morning or really late at night, and then I'll wake up and do the same thing again.
What else do you coach?
Volleyball, travel volleyball for GSJ.
Okay. So you're out late some nights. That must be really hard. Who are some of our key returning players from last year?
Zoe Miller, Lauren Sanki, Elon Mack. She was a JV player last year. We just brought her up to varsity. She's grown tremendously as a player. Of course, we have our seniors. They've been through the program. They know how it functions. I'd say, honestly, everyone coming back is going to be key for us, but mostly you as a pitcher, Zoe as a shortstop, and especially Martina as an outfielder.
Who are some new players that are going to make a big impact on our team this year?
I think Lottie Behrens. She's from Germany. It's her first year ever playing, and she hits the crap out of the ball. She hits it really far, and her work ethic is unlike any other kid I've ever seen.
Do you have a favorite quote or saying that you like to go by?
I was actually just looking at one earlier today, if you don't mind.
Take your time.
Do you know who Muhammad Ali is?
Yeah.
Okay. He says, don't count the days, make the days count. And I think that's important for us because in the past, we've been a losing program. So the kids would count the days till the season's over. And instead of counting to see the end, we should make each and every day impactful and use it as a stepping stone, essentially.
Do you have anything else that you'd like to share to our Tiger community?
I'm looking forward to the spring season. For all of the spring sports, we get to see soccer play every day, track, baseball, and I hope and wish well for all of us this season.
Okay, well, thank you again for coming on today on the show. Do you have any shout-outs?
Hello, family.
I want to give a shout-out
and Coach
to
Tamplin.
I want to give a shout-out to my coach and my lovely sister, Brittany Sehnke. Thank you for joining us today on the Tiger Time podcast. Remember, you can find the podcast on all podcast platforms. Until next time, I'm Lauren, and we're out.